Hi, my name is the Last Goth Unicorn, and you know what? It's happened again. It has been a month and I have not filmed or I have not posted anything. I have filmed stuff, but I have not posted anything. And, it is time to do my wrap up for this last month, for July. How was your July? Mine was weird. So I just want to get into this and get started with my wrap up for the last month. So starting off, we have my wrap up features The Faithless. Round of applause, please. I finally finished it. It was sitting on my have not finished pile for so long. It was 5 months, by the way, I counted. Um, and I finally finished it, and it was really, really good. I regret not finishing it sooner, honestly, because now I'm going to just sit on it for a while and wait to read the next book, because I think part of my issue was I read the last book, or I read the first book and then I immediately started reading this one, and I just don't think that worked out for me. Um, so I'm just waiting a little bit before I read the next one. But I'm hoping to acquire it soon. Um, and, I ended up really liking it. The political intrigue, the magic, the relationship between Taurine and Luca, the drama, just the everything was very delightful. Um, just, I just absolutely love a good crazy girl book. And that's exactly what this is. I love Luca to death, and I definitely have not had one of my main D&D characters right now inspired by Luca a little bit. But that is besides the point. I am really delighted that I finally finished it, and I really liked it. I gave it a 4.5. I'm probably repeating myself, but that's okay, because this is my video and I can do whatever I want. The next book I read was The Nightmare Society Volume 3. Um, what can I say about Nightmare Society Volume 3? It was okay. A lot of the stories I just did not care for. There were some interesting ones, but mostly there was one or two in there that I really didn't like. I gave it a 2.5 because there were two standout stories for me. One that I absolutely hated and one that I really adored, where there was one story that was really focused on this little girl who was getting really sick, and she was worried she was going to die like her brother, and there was this cat she loved, and I don't want to get into too many details in case you want to read the story, which I do recommend reading more indie stories if you don't. But it was really enchanting. It was a really fun story. And then there was one that focused really heavily on making a garbage man sound just absolutely repulsive and disgusting, and it focused in a lot on him being fat, and I did not like that at all, as a fat person. Who I don't think is disgusting. I mean, unless filming your videos right after your shower is disgusting. Um, but I didn't like it. I didn't like it. It felt really gross to me, personally. So I was really 50-50 on a lot of the stories, so I gave it the 50-50 and gave it a 2.5. Um, the next book I read was a huge disappointment for me, actually. It was The Eyes Are the Best Part, and I really wanted to like this story. I had heard good things about it, and I read it, and I absolutely hated it. I gave it a 2 star because there was nothing objectively wrong with it, but it just did not hit any bones for me. It missed every bone, you know? Um it just felt incohesive, or it didn't feel like some of the themes that it brought up carried through the story, and it just felt very disjointed, and a lot of the plot had like a suspension of disbelief that I just couldn't get behind. Like, I had to like disbelieve, like it just felt, it felt bad. You know, it just didn't feel good to read, and it was like not stressing me out in the way that a horror novel should stress you out. It was stressing me out in a way where I just could not stand the characters. I didn't like anyone, unfortunately, and it made it a very hard reading experience for me, and I ended up giving it 2 stars in the end. So coming immediately off the coattails of reading that, the same day I read Sister Maiden Monster, which I actually really liked. I thought it was a really fun time. I know that it's not like the greatest book ever written for sure, but it was just like a really fun time. Like there was just a lot of like gore and body horror and being horny and being fun and freaky, and I just really adored all of that, and it was delightful. My biggest gripe is that my favorite portion, the part following Savannah, was the shortest part of the book. And she was like so much fun to follow. She was a fun, awful person, and if pattern with me, I love awful characters. So that shouldn't be surprising if you've read the book that she's my favorite. um but yeah, I definitely really had a good time with Sister Maiden Monster. I gave it a 3.25. Um and that's kind of lower than I probably should have given it, but that is what I gave it. So that is what I'm going to say that I gave it. I actually am keeping it, and my partner is planning on reading it. I'm actually quite excited. But anyway, getting into the next part of my videos, this is where I talk about the books that I have not finished. And we are going to start easy peasy, and unfortunately, with an old friend, which is Never Whistle at Night. I have not picked this book up. I hate to admit that. I know I finished the story that was stressing me out, and that I wasn't really, or well, it wasn't stressing me out. I just wasn't enjoying. And I know I finished it, but I haven't picked it up again. And I really need to, because it's easy to read just a story and then call it good, right? Like, that's super easy. But I don't know. I was not my thing this month, so I did not pick it up. The next book is I started Beloved by Toni Morrison. I am going to be reading this book very slowly. So this will probably be on this list very intentionally for a long time. Because I'm 35 pages in, and it just feels like one of those books that you need to take in slowly. Like, you just need to let it, you need to slowly consume it, or else you're gonna miss, like, something. Is just kind of the book, or the type of book it feels like to me. So I'm really excited to give this a shot. Next, of course, I am still reading Stephen King's It. I don't think I read any of this month, unfortunately, even though I was like, I'm dedicating July to try to finish it. No, I did not dedicate July to trying to finish this book. I barely wanted to look at it, so I did not read any of Stephen King's It. I am genuinely still working on it, though, and I intend to finish it. I have been challenged by my partner to finish it, so I'm going to do it. But next is my favorite portion of these videos, which is my TBR section. And this is what my random roller has decided for me today. The first thing is Garden of Shadows by V.C. Andrews. I actually just recently got this copy. This is like an old 80s version. I'm really excited. I love the old 80s pocketbook versions of these books. So I'm super excited to get to read this. what can I say? What can I even say about this book? I know it is prequel to Flowers in the Attic, so I figure it's fine if I read it because I've read Flowers in the Attic. I've not finished Petals in the Wind or Seeds of Yesterday. Yeah. Um, or If There Be Thorns. Um, I also have not read. So I am excited. I want to read the whole series of the Dollengangers specifically because I'm insane and they are just, I love VC Andrews' writing. So she's my thriller. No thriller reads like a VC Andrews thriller to me. Like she's so hilariously dramatic and the scenes are so ridiculous sometimes that it's incredible. And that's just like what I go to VC Andrews for, you know? So I am really excited to read this and I'm really excited that I have this cool edition. Um the next book that I have on my TBR is The Tenant at Windfell Hall by Anne Bront. I think that's how you say it. Um what can I say? I read Wuthering Heights and I loved Wuthering Heights and I was curious about the writing prowess of the rest of the family, you know, and I ended up getting this book. I really like the cover of this book. I think it's very cute. And I don't know. Part of me is craving an old-timey book like this. I tried reading Molly Bond and I actually gave up because I just couldn't get behind how quickly these two characters were like, "Oh, you're so beautiful." Um maybe that's just me personally. But I just couldn't get behind it. So I want to read something a little different, a little separate from that. So I'm going for Tenant of Windfell Hall. Um, Next is a book that I'm really excited about. I finally got a paperback of The Buffalo Hunter Hunter, and it has these awful printed edges, and I do need to comment on that. But I'm actually really excited to finally read this book. I wanted to read it since I heard about it. The concept of it just sounded really, really intriguing to me and like something that I would just absolutely really enjoy. And so I wanted to get it, but I could only find hardbacks. And I hate hardbacks, like with kind of a passion. The only hardbacks I care about are really old ones. So if you catch me making a video where I've read every version or every Von Varley Gaia book and they're all hardbacks, please ignore that. But this book specifically is genuinely like what I am so excited about. I've never read a Stephen Graham Jones before, or I don't think I've read one before. No, I haven't. But I am really excited because I've heard really, really good things about this book. And again, it just sounded like something that was so up my alley that I needed to read it. So I'm really excited that I got that on my random roller. And another thing I'm excited about from the random roller is 19 Claws and a Blackbird by Augustina Bazterrica is my last book for my TBR for next month. And honestly, I say next month, this month, honestly, I might just read this today because I love Augustina Bazterrica so much, and this book is really short, and I could just sit down and read it in a couple hours and call it good, and that would delight me because I love Augustina Bazterrica. And you know, maybe I just need a break. Maybe I just need a little break. So that is all of my stuff. I hope to get some of these books that I haven't finished done this month. If not, I might genuinely make a special goal video of reading it to like genuinely get through it because that worked really well for Sword Heart. And you know, maybe I could use a little motivation for it. Because man, oh man, it's a tough read for me. There are elements to Stephen King's writing that do not do it for me in any way, shape, or form, and it is becoming a real struggle with it. Maybe I should have started my Stephen King journey with one of his shorter books, like Misery or something. I actually don't think Misery is that short, but I don't think it is this long. um, but yeah, I also hope to read, like, genuinely, I might start going back to reading Never Whistle at night again. But I had to stop that because of my wrists. I could read it. I could read it before that. I might go back to reading this before bed, just to genuinely, like, get some of it done, because man, oh man, I've got to get through this. I was really excited about this book, and there are so many good stories in it so far that I let one story that I didn't jive with ruin the rest for me, and I just need to get back on it, you know? So, anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. If you watched all of this video, I hope to see you in my next one. It should be a longer one about The Last Unicorn if I get it fully edited in time. And by in time, I mean this month. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Remember to stay off-putting and stay obscene.